everybody. Today we are reviewing Christmas with a View on Netflix. It was a classic love story, a woman who used to be a chef and was not a chef anymore and turned into a manager, and the guy who won like a cooking competition became the sous chef at the place she was managing, and then they got to know each other and fell in love, and then there were misunderstandings, and then they broke up, and then they got back together, and it was all happy ever after. So pretty classic.
Classic foot and mouth kind of events where he says something horrific.
He says something and she overreacts and everything, so, you know, classic. I didn't hate it, but it was pretty slow, so it was hard to pay attention at some points. So I would give it 5 really expensive necklaces from your boss out of 10 for some reason.
Ooh, scary.
Some reason.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, wait. I fell asleep from that movie. It was so boring. It was so boring. Their biggest conflict was that once he asked if she saw him on TV and she said yes after they kissed, and then he was like, oh, I didn't know you saw me on TV. And she was like, oh, you've made yourself crystal clear. Grinch, grinch, grinch. It was the most boring one I've ever seen.
It was the only conflict.
I have 7 kids. Do you know how many Christmas concerts I have sat through? And they were all way better than this. I did, though, get inspired to create a new amazing holiday dish, which is going to be for my rating. He was such a good chef that he made them very fancy food of, what is it?
It says gourmet beets.
Beets!
Fancy
Beets!
holiday beet slices.
Beets, that was his dish.
Slices of beets was
that
the entire
he
dish.
Put on plates multiple times, because in every Christmas movie they present one cooked meal and they just keep showing that same footage of the same thing. And so that was his signature dish. Beets. So I will give this, because beets are revolting and boring. I will give it, and it wasn't an evil movie, it was just the most boring movie. I will give this one half slice of gourmet beets on a plate of 5 gourmet beets.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no actual tension or conflict. It was watching people who were super into each other get butthurt over nothing was kind of the only conflict, until suddenly her boss turned into an evil person out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But hey, that's, I guess, like conflict. It was a little dull. It was a lot dull. We should have known when it recommended it to us based on the other movie that we thought was kind of boring, that might be exactly the same kind of
The Holiday Breakup, by the way, if you're wondering what movie.
It did have Patrick Duffy with a man ponytail.
Seriously bad old man ponytail.
But it looked more like if a geriatric squirrel got its tail cut off, and then you stapled it on the back of its head. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm going to give this blank piece of paper out of an entire sheaf of blank paper. It's just a tiny little piece of boring, and the only thing I will remember tomorrow is that Patrick Duffy had a bad ponytail.
All right, so that was the
Christmas with a View.
With a
on
View.
Netflix.
Netflix.